dato tanta determinazione.
Coraggio!
L'hai sentito, vero? Il potere.
Fu Vortigern a uccidere tuo padre. Non tenne conto di ciò che tu puoi fare con la spada.
Vortigern and Artù are different from many aspects, but the one that interests me the most is the fact that they have a different relationship with women and children. Artù loves them, protects them, and instead Vortigern is ready to sacrifice them very easily. Can we understand a lot from a man by this aspect, how he treats women and children, or not?
I think so. I think there's too much emphasis in contemporary culture on the differences between men and women and children. Ultimately, it's a simple relationship. And it's funny how much focus has come into play on those relationships. It seems to me very apparent how you should treat women and children with the same respect as that you treat a man. So I just think people just need to be respected and irrelevant of their position. Obviously, you have to take into account, and more so with children than with women, that the rules for children are not the same as the rules for adults. They need encouragement before they are welcomed into the lion's den of humanity, and therein have to fight for themselves and I suppose develop themselves, which is really what the film's all about.
You are rewriting English literature and English history. First Sherlock, now King Arthur. What's the next step? Robin Hood with a laser bow? I don't know. Robin Hood versus King Arthur? I don't know.
I suppose the essence of the story, I think, it's not even important to be respectful to, because it is what it is. It doesn't need any more respect because it is what it is. As I say, these things don't need protecting because they protect themselves by their own essence. The important thing is to capture what the essence of that narrative is, and thereafter you have to make it feel as though it's contemporary. It has to be a fresh tale, or at least a fresh dressing. And that's my principal concern.
From Dickens to Harry Potter to Batman, the stories that move us the most are the one in which the protagonist struggles for the loss of a parent or for a family, a difficult family situation. In this movie, there's a family who struggles really hard. Why do you think that these stories, which are very dramatic, are the ones that move us the most and that we love the most?
Because that is man's nature. Man corresponds to inner struggle because that's what every man's doing. The question is where do you derive your sense of strength? Do you derive it externally or internally? And that is man's great battle. Does he find himself from himself, or is he looking for himself outside of himself? Now, one leads to independence, and in this case, to kingship. What does kinship really represent? It represents independence and complete dependence on self. It's the perennial story. The essence of the story is man's struggle with himself, and whether we're conscious or unconscious about that condition, we resonate to anything that has to do with some form of conflict. And the struggling match between where is he deriving his sense of self.
You mix a lot of genres, history, fantasy, but some people say that a movie is only just a movie. What do you will answer to people that say a movie is just a movie? No.
I think both of those. I think both of those things are true. A movie is just a movie, but what does that mean? It depends what you take away from the movie. It depends if it speaks to you. you know, we all work at different frequencies, and if you can dial into the frequency of the film, then you can take away a lot more than people that can't dial into the frequency of the film. So a film is just a film, but that can mean all sorts of things to all sorts of people. I happen to like filmmaking, and I happen to like the world of film. So film speaks to me, and different directors and their influence speak to me in a different way. It just depends, as I say, whether you correspond to that frequency.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. Amazing job.
Grazie, thank you.
Grazie.